The wire cables stopped humming, and 9 crew members watched as Keanu Reeves was in wire harness when the rigger told him that Matrix bodies don't fly real heights during an intensive aerial filming session that would challenge his understanding of authentic stunt performance versus entertainment industry wire work preparation. Warner Brothers Soundstage 12, Matrix set, June 1999. The revolutionary film production facility utilizes advanced rigging systems where authentic filmmaking meets professional aerial performance, where genuine stunt expertise determines action credibility more than entertainment industry preparation or accelerated wire training that reduces decades of aerial mastery to crash course demonstrations designed for cinematic authenticity rather than understanding aerial work as precision discipline requiring years of physical conditioning and safety consciousness. The wire set embodies Matrix's groundbreaking vision. Sophisticated harness systems that create gravity-defying sequences, computer-controlled rigging that enables precise movement coordination, safety protocols positioned for character development requiring advanced aerial understanding rather than basic wire knowledge serving entertainment purposes without addressing genuine stunt complexity. Keanu Reeves, 34 years old, adjusts his Neo costume while suspended in complex wire harness that challenges conventional actor preparation through aerial frameworks extending beyond Matrix choreography toward authentic stunt performance that serious action films demand from performers whose credibility must span physical precision rather than relying solely on digital effects and post-production enhancement. His preparation includes months of accelerated wire training with Hollywood's stunt coordinators, aerial choreography that emphasizes visual execution, rigging dynamics research whose scope serves dramatic sequences while revealing aerial gaps in fundamental stunt principles that prioritize physical conditioning over functional demonstration designed for entertainment effectiveness. This aerial sequence requires understanding three-dimensional movement control, Keanu observes while struggling with harness positioning, noting the physical demands that balance cinematic storytelling with Matrix's revolutionary action themes extending beyond conventional science fiction toward aerial authenticity that few productions attempt through sustained stunt realism. Different kind of performance challenge than ground-based choreography, he continues, recognizing the parallel between authentic aerial discipline and entertainment wire work that prioritizes visual impact over physical truth requiring sustained commitment to stunt understanding and conditioning knowledge that most action preparation never addresses comprehensively. His training begins with appreciation for aerial culture that operates independently of entertainment industry safety limitations, seeking authentic stunt education that serves character development rather than maintaining production schedules through abbreviated preparation that generates dramatic credibility without advancing physical knowledge or aerial literacy. The production attracts established stunt performers whose aerial commitment reflects deep engagement with rigging systems rather than accelerated education based on film requirements, professionals who understand physical demands while recognizing conditioning discipline that serves both stunt accuracy and performance recognition requiring sustained aerial development. The consultation environment includes professional wire riggers whose expertise enables cinematically informed action sequences, aerial instructors whose knowledge spans entertainment and circus performance, stunt specialists whose understanding of wire dynamics provides foundation for physical development that transcends surface capability toward authentic aerial consciousness. Most actors who attempt wire-related roles want impressive sequences within production schedules rather than developing actual aerial understanding, explains master rigger Sarah Rodriguez, whose own aerial experience encompasses decades of professional stunt work and safety coordination. They approach wire work through accelerated memorization rather than recognizing physical requirements that define authentic aerial performance and conditioning thinking. As filming progresses, Keanu demonstrates respectful engagement with aerial concepts and physical complexity, recognizing stunt authenticity that extends beyond his current knowledge while avoiding abbreviated approaches that treat wire work like enhanced choreography rather than understanding aerial performance as physical practice requiring sustained conditioning development. The production's reputation attracts legitimate aerial community members whose stunt authority creates evaluation standards for distinguishing genuine physical engagement from entertainment appropriation that treats aerial concepts like action enhancement rather than understanding wire performance as cultural discipline requiring sustained conditioning commitment. From his position monitoring rigging systems, professional rigger Mike Chen observes Keanu's aerial performance with growing understanding of physical requirements that distinguish stunt work from functional demonstration toward conditioning development requiring performer whose authenticity spans aerial competency and stunt wisdom that few action-trained actors successfully integrate. Chen represents authentic aerial authority, stunt expertise earned through decades of professional performance and safety coordination, physical knowledge developed through studying complex rigging systems, conditioning integrity that prioritizes authentic development over production accommodation that might compromise aerial vision for entertainment schedules or dramatic effectiveness. He watches Keanu's wire execution with practiced assessment earned through distinguishing genuine aerial engagement from accelerated limitation that action training might create through emphasis on choreography over understanding, recognizing stunt patterns that reveal preparation approaches unsuited for conditioning consciousness. The aerial framework requires understanding wire work as conditioning discipline rather than choreographed sequence, harness control as physical expression rather than memorized pattern, training as aerial thinking rather than skill acquisition, mastery as stunt awakening rather than performance achievement, concepts that challenge accelerated action preparation. As aerial filming continues, Keanu shows growing appreciation for stunt concepts while revealing wire approaches that emphasize choreographed sequences and visual execution rather than engaging physical frameworks that inform aerial performance through conditioning consciousness requiring sustained stunt commitment beyond production schedules. His attempts focus on replicating movements correctly for camera rather than expressing physical content through aerial work, approaching wire performance through accelerated coordination rather than conditioning flow that requires understanding aerial control as physical conversation between performer and stunt intent rather than choreographed demonstration. 9 seconds pass as Chen evaluates Keanu's aerial engagement and apparent limitation in accessing physical expression that wire work requires from performers whose conditioning authenticity must support stunt communication rather than reducing aerial performance to choreographed sequences serving entertainment purposes. Matrix bodies don't fly real heights, Chen declares with devastating precision earned through distinguishing authentic aerial discipline from accelerated action training that treats wire work like enhanced choreography rather than recognizing physical work requiring sustained conditioning commitment and stunt consciousness beyond production capability. His assessment exposes fundamental requirement that prioritizes physical authenticity over accelerated competency for aerial expression that serves as conditioning communication rather than entertainment demonstration, recognizing stunt expectations for physical credibility that requires performer whose conditioning understanding supports aerial preservation rather than production accommodation. The declaration carries particular significance because Matrix represents action breakthrough that demands performer whose physical engagement supports aerial culture rather than reducing stunt complexity to accelerated application that might compromise conditioning vision for production accommodation or entertainment effectiveness. Stunt coordinators respond with understanding of physical factors that influence aerial development beyond production considerations, recognizing authentic conditioning success that depends on performer capability whose physical authenticity supports stunt expression that accelerated preparation might not provide without corresponding conditioning engagement. Keanu's face shows recognition of evaluation criteria that prioritizes physical expression over accelerated capability, his action training conflicting with aerial requirements that conditioning discipline demands from performers rather than accepting choreographed interpretation as substitute for physical understanding and stunt commitment. But before Keanu can respond with arguments about his intensive preparation or defend his training approach through accelerated dedication and sustained aerial study, he demonstrates understanding that acknowledges physical requirements while respecting stunt expertise requiring conditioning engagement rather than choreographed performance. Mike, Keanu says respectfully, his voice carrying genuine recognition of aerial authority rather than defensive performer pride. You're absolutely right about matrix wire work versus real aerial performance. I need to understand that authentic stunt work requires physical conditioning that can't be compressed into production schedules. Chen appreciates Keanu's immediate understanding of physical demands and willingness to accept aerial requirements rather than defending accelerated preparation that might not serve stunt concepts despite genuine commitment to wire excellence through intensive action training and professional coordination. Keanu continues with growing recognition of physical authority. When you say matrix bodies don't fly real heights, you're addressing the reality that conditioning development and aerial understanding can't be rushed for entertainment purposes, even with the most intensive wire preparation. The acknowledgement demonstrates Keanu's understanding that aerial authenticity requires serving physical wisdom rather than adapting stunt concepts to accommodate production schedules, recognizing conditioning reality that influences aerial development beyond personal dedication or action industry requirements. Chen recognizes Keanu's humility and willingness to accept physical limitations, his expression shifting as he appreciates respectful acceptance of aerial truth rather than defensive positioning that might compromise collaborative development of authentic stunt expression within production constraints. The filming continues with revised expectations that honor physical requirements while serving Matrix's revolutionary vision, demonstrating collaborative development that balances aerial authenticity with production capability rather than compromising stunt standards or abandoning conditioning integrity for entertainment effectiveness. The film industry observes with understanding as authentic aerial work demonstrates complex integration process that balances physical authenticity with production requirements, recognizing stunt authority that prioritizes conditioning truth over production accommodation despite genuine commitment to wire excellence through accelerated techniques. Years later, Keanu speaks about Matrix aerial training as educational about stunt requirements, physical authenticity, and conditioning development that serves aerial preservation rather than accommodating production approaches despite sincere commitment to wire excellence and intensive preparation beyond conventional action standards. Chen occasionally references that Matrix session as example of how aerial education requires physical engagement when performers choose conditioning learning over accelerated assumption and stunt respect over training that treats aerial community like entertainment resource rather than understanding wire work as conditioning discipline requiring sustained physical commitment. 9 seconds on Matrix set in 1999. One moment when accelerated preparation met physical requirements before conditioning understanding enabled appropriate aerial respect. One choice that honored stunt wisdom rather than production accommodation and proved that authentic wire work requires physical consciousness and conditioning commitment rather than intensive training alone. The session that showed genuine aerial performance demands physical authenticity and conditioning development that can't be compressed through accelerated training or production schedules alone, because authentic stunt community depends on physical understanding and conditioning consciousness that action industry success doesn't automatically provide despite professional preparation designed for dramatic effectiveness rather than conditioning development and aerial awakening.